Hey, what's up YouTube beauties? It's Tara Marie here. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Today I have this purple and gold smoky eye makeup tutorial with a little pop of a red lip for you. This is going to be the look that I'm putting together, so if you want to see how I got this, please continue watching, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button and thumbs this up if you like what you see. And as usual, I'm not going to talk your head off, so we can go ahead and get started. So for today's eye look, I'm going to be using the Morphe 15N palette, and this is the nighttime palette. I've been waiting so long to use this. This is new for me. I'm sure this isn't new for other people, but it's just as exciting because, like I said, it's new for me, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with this, but we're just going to play around and hope that it turns out well. So to start off, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a fluffy brush, and I'm going to be picking up the shade Shook, which is this shade right here. And I'm going to be using that as my transition color. And starting off working that up into my crease. Really nice amber kind of shade here. And for this look, I'm going to keep it to more of a rounded eye shape. And next what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the shade Cliche, which is this shade right here. I'm going to pick up a clean fluffy brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that right over top of where we put Shook, except for I'm going to concentrate it a little more into the crease so that we don't completely lose the Shook shade that we just put down. So bringing that right into the crease here and blending that out, making sure to stick to the shape that we are creating. For me, I always have to like raise my eyebrows so I get more of the lid. I don't know if it actually helps too much, but for me it seems to help out, so that is what I'm going to do. And making sure I'm like positioning my brush down, and then I maneuver from going like this just so I can control where this color is going. And I'm just going to continue to build up this purple shade right on top of that brown. So we've already went in and deepened up our crease, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to deepen that up even more. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take another fluffy brush, one that is like slightly more tapered, and I'm going to pick up this shade Excuse Me right there. And actually, that is a little bit wider than what I was thinking. Sorry, this is the fluffy brush. It's very, very small. The brushes are very concentrated but still loose so that we're not putting on like a blob of color at a time. So I'm going to pick up that shade Excuse Me, and I'm going to use that to really define the outer corner. Really making sure to get that shade in there. And this is what I'm going to use to create that eye shape. And then getting a fluffy brush and blurring those lines together. So we went in and deepened up the outer corner. So now what I'm going to do is, you know, I thought I was going to do the cut crease, but I think I'm actually just going to place the shadow directly onto my lid. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to be picking up the shade Unique in this palette, which is this really bright gold shade right here. And I'm going to use just a clean flat brush and use that and apply it directly onto our lid, blending it right into that purple. So like I said, after putting down the gold shade, I'm going to go ahead and pick up that fluffy brush that we used to put Excuse Me, that really dark purple shade, and I'm going to start tapping that on the line where the gold and this deep purple meet, and then holding my brush really softly and dragging it over that line and fanning it out on the outer corner. And then what I'm going to do, so we don't lose that other shade that we put down, that cliche, that purpley shade, I'm gonna pick up a fluffy brush and then go right over top of the dark purple to make sure that that color does not get lost. Really making sure to have every color seen that we used. And then taking a clean fluffy brush and blending all of that together. And there we have it for the eyeshadow. I'm just kind of making a few little more details here regarding the outer corner, just because I am such a like neat freak, or I'm so anal about how my eyeshadow is placed. So even after I like cut the scene on my filming, I always go back and just like make sure everything is perfect, but that's boring to watch, so that's why I don't include those like little clips in here. So really what I'm doing is that, and my way around trying to bore you is just to like talk through it while I'm doing it, so you can still see a little bit of what I'm doing, but I'm not like just silent kind of perfecting the eyeshadow. So what I'm going to be doing next, I'm going to be using a wing liner, and my liner today I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Voluminous liner in Nior, and this is just a regular drugstore brand eyeliner, and I'm going to go ahead and create a nice bold winged eye look for this. So I don't think I'm going to do that on camera. I'm just going to do it quickly off camera. And if you would like to see me do a video on how I do my winged eyeliner, just let me know in the comments below. But I just don't want this video to be extra long. It was more focused on the eyeshadow. So I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I have my eyeliner on. I did take the wing up almost to the outer part of my eyebrow on both sides. And when you're doing the wing, also to making sure you're following the shape of like your lower eyelid and just bringing that up. That is my like go-to foolproof way of putting on my wing liner. And next I'm going to go ahead and move on to my eyelashes, which is always my favorite part because I feel like it just pulls the look together so well. And for my lashes today, I'm going to be using my Ardelle lashes with the Faux Mink collection, and this is what they look like. So I'm going to go ahead and pop those on. So I finally have my lashes on, y'all. It took me like, usually it takes me like 5 minutes to put my falsies on. It took me like 10 minutes to put these on. For whatever reason, I was having such a hard time getting these lashes to come on today. But I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the face. So I do have a couple of breakouts. Like I have, looking in my mirror over here, like this spot right here, and this is like just a red mark. This one and like this over here. It happened when I used, so I tried this face mask. It was a face mask by Wonderlust, and like 2 uses after using it, I just started breaking out. So, and these are like the below the skin like kind of breakouts. So it's been a really huge pain in the A, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna go ahead and conceal those. And to conceal, I usually just use my finger just because I feel like I get the best kind of concealing coverage that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and conceal those little spots that I have. And the best way that I found to conceal like breakouts like this, I use the same concealer that I use when I like highlight under my eye, because I feel like concealers that are a little bit lighter than me help me conceal the dark spots a little bit better. And then once I put my foundation on over top, you can't really tell that much anyway. And I already went ahead and primed my face using my Cover FX blurring primer. And for my foundation today, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal True Match foundation, and I'm in the shade W7. This is kind of like a sheer kind of finish foundation. Not super sheer, but you definitely have to build the coverage on this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour a little bit of this onto the back of my hand. And for today, I know I always use my beauty blender, but today I'm gonna go ahead and use a face brush to do this. And forgive me, I'm gonna be looking, I'm kind of like holding my eyeshadow palette as a mirror. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up that foundation and just start pushing it on the face. And the only reason I'm using a brush today instead of my beauty blender is, you know, like I said, it is more of a sheer finish kind of foundation. So I find personally with the brush, I get a little bit more coverage than I do with the beauty blender. But after I go ahead and go in with the brush, I go in with my beauty blender anyway. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this out using circular motions. And then, like I said, using my beauty blender to make this finish look more skin-like. So next what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and conceal. And to do that, I'm gonna use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Tan Sand. I'm gonna go ahead and dot this onto the areas where I usually conceal. And then just go ahead and take the opposite side of my beauty sponge and blend that out. Alright, so I have all of my concealer blended out, and next I want to put a little bit of color back to my face. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be using my powder. Wow, I just combined foundation and powder into one word. So I'm going to be using my True Match L'Oreal powder, and I'm going to be using that in the shade Cappuccino. And this is a foundation powder, but I find that more of the foundation shades help match my skin tone a little bit more. I haven't found a contour kit. Most of the contour kits kind of make my face look dirty just because of the undertones that are in there. And with my skin tone, I always have such a hard time finding foundation shades that match me perfectly. I always have to, you know, like mix them or kind of like make my own shade. So that's why like some of my foundations are never exactly my skin tone. But I'm gonna use this, and what I'm doing here, I'm just kind of carving out my cheekbones just to bring some more color to my face. And then I'm gonna be doing the same thing on my forehead. And then to contour my nose, I'm just gonna take a small fluffy brush and pick up that, ooh, oh my gosh, I almost dropped it. Oh, mini heart attack. Okay, pick up that same shade and just use that to contour my nose. All right, so we have that. So next what I'm gonna head and do is move on to my blush. And I got a new blush because I know I've been saying I use the same Note blush in every tutorial. I have a new blush, and it is by, wow, I threw away the box. It's a drugstore brand. This is what it looks like. It has a BR, but it's in the shade Baked Blush. Oh no, sorry, Toasted Almond. I'm gonna find out the name of this and I'll put it in the description box below. But to apply that, I'm just gonna use my flat face brush. And this shade is really comparable to the Rum Raisin MAC blush. And I like this because it is more of a deeper tone. Nice and seductive. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply that. Making sure that my blush is nice and even. And then with the leftover blush, I always like to get a little bit and press it over my nose as well. Just to give me that natural kind of rosy look. Nice and beautiful and youthful. So next I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my lip. So I was debating on exactly what kind of lip I wanted to do for this. And I always go nude. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this could handle a bold lip. So we're gonna try it out. And if I don't like it, then I'll just switch it out for a nude. But I'm gonna be taking the NARS matte lipstick in the shade Red Lizard. And I'm going to line my lips with the NYX Professional Lip Liner in the shade Urban Cafe. Go ahead and line my lips with this first. All right, so my lips are lined, and now I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my lipstick, which, like I said, is gonna be NARS in the shade Red Lizard. So, okay. All right, I think a red lip will do well for this. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that on. All right. And then I'm gonna actually layer this as well. I don't know, I feel like I may want this to be, do I want this to be a little bit darker? I think I do. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pick up another lipstick shade, which is just slightly darker than this one. All right, so I went ahead and picked up a slightly darker shade. It's kind of a little more berry-ish, but I'm gonna just make it work and blend that into this red lip. This is Wet n Wild in the shade Cherry Bomb. And I'm just going to start applying this right over top towards the outer part of the lip. So now that we have our lipstick on, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the last step today, which is our highlighter. And for my highlighter today, I'm gonna be using my Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter in the shade Golden Lights. And it's like super illuminating right now on camera. And then I'm just gonna take a highlighter brush and just dip that right on in there and apply our highlight. And I really just want a subtle glow, nothing too crazy, but this is such a pretty glow. Totally love this highlighter. Nice, affordable, drugstore brand highlighter. Woo! Okay, and then pop just a little bit of that on the tip of my nose here. And then I'm going to take just a smaller brush to do it on my nose. So I have a nice tight line here. And then I'm also going to take that same brush and I'm going to use this as my inner corner highlight on my eyes. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I totally just brain farted the last part of my eyes. I didn't even finish my eyes. So sorry y'all. So let me go ahead and finish my eyes before I totally just brain flub all over the place. I'm gonna go ahead and put some shadow onto my lower lashes. So I am going to go ahead and zoom in on this look for you. And I'm gonna be picking up the shade Cliché, which is that purple shade that we had, and use that as the first under eye shade. Oh my gosh, I didn't bake. I didn't set my under eye powder. Wow. So, I'm sorry guys. This, like, I don't know what is going on with me today. I guess because I get caught up in talking so much that sometimes I just forget some of my other steps that I want to do in my eyes. And then I'm going to take an even smaller brush and I'm going to pick up Excuse Me, that really dark purple shade, and I'm just going to blend that right into the lash line. Okay, so I will not be putting a black liner on my waterline, but what I am going to do, I'm going to define my lower lashes by applying a layer of mascara. Alright, so this is our finished look for today. Thank you so much for joining me in this purple smoky eye makeup tutorial. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all of my tutorials and unboxings and product reviews that I'm doing. I'm also going to BeautyCon next month in New York, and I will be vlogging my experience there. I'm going to be there both days, and I am super excited to go. This is my first time going to any BeautyCon. So let me know if any of you guys are going to be there as well. Hit me in the comment section down below. Give us a thumbs up, and then I will see you in my next tutorial.